hosted Summer's baby shower this past weekend and it went so well. I did not crash out in all of the preparation, decorating, etc. And I think our activities were really good. We tried to stay away from like the traditional baby shower ones. One of the ones that I was most excited about was the naming baby bracket. Now this is not the actual bracket. All of these names are names that like Summer likes but is not going to use. And we also had a blank for people to write in their own names. That kind of did make people just choose their own name all the way through to the winner. But it was kind of interesting to like see people's opinions. They're very undecided on the name right now. On the back of that page was a little questionnaire. This actual game itself came from Baby Peak, which is like an add-on that you can get with your nip testing, or at least she could. And it will tell you like what is the likelihood that the baby will have freckles, or like how likely is it that the baby will have thick hair. Talked about all of these, and then there was a tie for winner, and it was Summer and my dad, so they both got a little prize. My other favorite activity was the ABC coloring book. I found a farmer's market ABC themed coloring book on Etsy, and I bought it. Didn't really like look at all the pages until it came time to print it, and it had things like K is for kombucha and N is for Napa cabbage. He doesn't need to know about any of that. And I was complaining about this to one of my friends, and she actually was like, hey, I'll just whip you up a coloring book real quick on Canva. And I was like, are you for real? So she did, and it's so much better, and it was so fun. Everyone loved it. She did put this on Etsy, so I'll link it on our LTK. The first people to arrive to the coloring table when it was activity time chose their own initial. So obviously I had to do K, and kale is much, much better than kombucha. Also, while I have you, what should my aunt name be? I didn't think about this, but Aunt Catherine is going to be a mouthful. Summer alluded to this next activity in her video. So we did these dirt cupcakes in plastic pots, and we gave like step-by-step instructions for this one. So step 1, eat your cupcake. Step 2, you're going to take the empty pot, fill it with soil. You're going to plant your little seeds, and then you're going to nurture your seed and watch it grow. This is a photo of Summer's, and look, it's already sprouting. I'm shocked. Last activity was kind of like the most complicated one, but I think it was the funnest. So I divided the room into 2 different teams. And now this was my fatal mistake. I did just like have people count off like 1, 2, 1, 2, but I didn't think about the fact that everyone was sitting next to their significant other. So we basically had a team of like most of the women and then most of the men on 2 different teams. And that just didn't vibe, because the game was like, tell me what produce represents this amount of weeks of gestation. And I also got 4 of her ultrasound photos and showed them, and I said, what represents this number of weeks? And I actually bought the fruit, or the produce, my bad. When I asked the question, they would discuss with their teams and then decide what produce it was and then hold it up. Planning that one was actually very stressful, and I didn't plan it until the night before. But when I did, it actually worked, and I like gave myself my little answer sheet here with the emojis. So here, you can screenshot this if you want it.